We are live. We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. And this morning on the Huddle, I have a question for you. Are you struggling to get more viewer engagements on your live stream show? Well, if that's something that you need help with this morning, we are going to be talking about 5 tips on helping you to be able to get more viewer engagement through multi-streaming and live streaming through multiple platforms. And we're starting right now. Praise the Lord. Welcome to the Huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then we welcome you to the show. And as we said this morning, we're going to be talking about 5 tips on how multi-streaming or live streaming to multiple platforms can help you grow your live stream show. And so we are excited this morning as people are starting to join us in the chat. We are live streaming, of course, to YouTube. So let me know in the chat where you're watching me from and give me a hashtag Team Live. Not only are we on YouTube, but we are live streaming to LinkedIn Live. And guess what, people? We are live streaming this morning to Facebook. So let me know in the chat of Facebook and LinkedIn Live where you're watching us from and give us a hashtag Team Live. And if you are watching the replay of this, do me a favor, give us a hashtag Team Replay in the comments. So we are excited this morning. We had a lot to cover. We're just excited about the direction that the Huddle is going in this morning. And there's just a lot of great stuff happening on. Already we see our good man all the way from London, Mr. Ash Bolin in the house, part of Team Live. We are excited. And so as people are coming in on the chat, whether if you're on LinkedIn Live or Facebook or YouTube, let us know in the chat where you're watching us from. And so, it's just been an exciting week. It's been an exciting week. It's amazing that this summer is just about to conclude as we get into the Labor Day weekend over here in the U.S. Gonna have a great weather, hot summer day, about 80 degrees, no humidity, but just great summer weather. And so that's the weather forecast for this morning. But if you are over in London, like my man Ash, I hope you're having great weather over there as well. So in the chat, as you're joining on YouTube, let us know in the chat where you're watching us from. Give us a hashtag Team Live. So without further ado, let's fire up the Stream Deck and get into this discussion on 5 tips on growing your live stream show. Growing your live stream show. Streaming has become very popular, very popular. Various people, rather individuals, podcasters doing sports, podcasters doing podcasting on a particular topic of interest, people live streaming on social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook. Now LinkedIn Live has thrown their hat into the live stream industry, and saying they now are allowing creators now more freedom to be able to live stream with their new thing called creator mode. And that's something we're going to get into, of course, in the coming weeks about, should you be live streaming on LinkedIn Live? So that is definitely going to be a topic that we're going to be covering. Last week we covered on Thursday, should you be live streaming on Zoom, especially in 2022 with the involvement of live streaming software like StreamYard and Restream and Ecamm. And so we touched on that as well. And so we just got so much to talk about when it comes to live streaming. Want to say a good morning To our dear sister, Equipped Institute, good morning to you, my sister. Thank you for being a part of Team Live. And then, of course, my man Ash says here, great weather over here, all the way in London. He's getting great weather over there. So we are excited. So let's get in these tips. Let's get into these tips. Let's get into these tips. So you are a live streamer and you have a live stream show. If Equip Institute, if you have a live stream show, put in the chat your live stream show for me in the chat. I know Ash, yours is Podcasters Creative Hub. If I'm incorrect, put the correct live stream show for me, so that way people on Team Live will know about your live stream show. And of course, we have the Huddle here, and we want to grow. We want to have engagement. We want to be able to have live viewers, not only live viewers, but replay viewers. So how can multi-streaming or live streaming to multiple platforms help us? Well, let's first of all get a definition of multi-streaming. Multi-streaming is the ability simply to be able to live stream to multiple platforms. Live streaming to YouTube, live streaming to Facebook, live streaming to LinkedIn Live. It's the ability to live stream to multiple platforms. Multiple platforms. That's what multi-streaming is. So it provides me and you as live stream hosts or online creators a couple of benefits in multi-streaming. And the first tip I want to share with you about live streaming is that, or multi-streaming, is that it allows me and you to have an increased reach, of being able to reach a broader audience when we're live streaming. Now, primarily, yes, we live stream on YouTube. We live stream primarily to our content creators on YouTube, because that's our main platform that we operate on. But for the purpose of this discussion, I felt it was important. I'm not one of those individuals to say, don't don't do as I do, but do as I say. But hey, look, if we're going to talk about multi-streaming, let's open this up to a broader audience. Those that we have on Facebook that we are engaged with, those that we are engaged with on LinkedIn Live, and let's open up the reach to multiple platforms. And so that's what it allows you to do through the different social media platforms that you're on. But it's important to understand this, and it bears repeating. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and other social media platforms that are out there, you live stream through a live streaming software uh, party. These social media channels are rented space. We don't own them. We have the ability to be able to reach a broader audience, but it is rented space. So that means there are certain guidelines we have to follow when we are live streaming or multi-streaming to these platforms. And if we're not following those guidelines, if we're not following those requirements, for example, in playing live streaming or background music, and you don't own the rights to that music, and you're not playing royalty free music, then if you are on Facebook, then there are certain requirements that if they see you're not making, reaching, or obtaining, or staying to, then they can end up taking down a part of our stream. They can end up um, adjusting our stream, where our stream can be muted, or our stream can be just completely taken down because we're playing music that we don't own. And so that's just another example in terms of rented space. And so is Facebook doing that to protect you as the live stream host? No, they're doing that to protect themselves, because they don't want any type of copyright claims or strikes or copyright fines put against them. And so if they end up being impacted by a recording artist or a record label, they're just going to pass the buck over to you. And as a result, you end up being penalized. But it's important to understand this is rented space. And that's why we believe it's important for you to have a website. Embed your live stream onto your website, or the replay video of it, so people can see on your website the traffic that you get on, so that they can see that. But it's multi-streaming is going to give you the ability to multi-stream and live stream to those different social media platforms, and it's going to be able to get notifications out to those who you are connected with, who you are following with, those who are you are friends with. It's going to send notifications. Haven't did Facebook in a while, so it's interesting when I put in the the information to say, hey, look, we're going to go live on Facebook. Facebook sent out a notification to those who I'm friends with. So it helps me in a sense of I don't have to now go into YouTube and then hit the share button and then share it to individual social media channels like Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn Live, and other social media pages that it has linked listed. So it's going to give a notification for us. And it's going to also give us the ability to have live viewers such as yourself in the chat. And so, it's going to give us the ability to be able to have an increased reach, to be able to meet wonderful individuals like our dear Equipped Institute. And then our dear auntie, all the way over there in Indiana, good morning, ma'am, gives us to be able to engage with live viewers. Live viewers. Okay, definitely see a comment here from Equip Institute. She says, not publicly live yet. Okay. Publicly streaming yet. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Well, I pray each week as you join us here on the Huddle, you're getting great tips and strategies. So when the time is ready for you to go live on live streaming, whether if it's on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn Live, you all give us a big invite from Ash to Auntie Denise and myself, and we will be there to support you on your first live stream. So definitely, definitely let us know. So an increased reach, that broader audience, that's going to help us to have a more engaging live stream show. On top of that, tip number two, um, with that broader reach, that in broader audience, it helps us to engage more with more viewers. And here's what I mean by that. To be able to engage from the standpoint where if you have only one monitor and you are trying to live stream to or multi-stream to multiple platforms, then you got to get all these devices like your phone, okay, your iPhone. You got to get your iPad or your tablet, and then pull those different platforms up like Facebook, and then see who's commenting in the chat, right? Because you have to kind of engage and at the same time do a live stream show. So your viewers who are watching you on one social media platform, they're kind of watching you on your phone, they're kind of watching you on your tablet. Um, and so it hinders your ability to engage. But when you are live streaming to multiple platforms, you can be able to pull up our dear friend Ebony and Ive Thimes with Lee. Ma'am, I'm gonna take a stab at. I'm gonna say Miss Dooley. Man, I don't want to mispronounce your first name, Miss Dooley. So I'm gonna say to our dear friend Miss Dooley, where we can engage with her who's watching us on YouTube. But if someone else is watching us on Facebook and they leave a comment, we can engage with them as well. And we can engage with individuals on LinkedIn Live. And so you can be, as I put these three tips here, you can be more immersed with your viewers who are live with you. You can be more involved with your viewers, and you can interact more with your viewers when you are live streaming to multiple platforms. And multi streaming gives you that ability to say, hey, those of you who are in the chat, give us a hashtag Team Live. And those who are on YouTube, boom, hashtag Team Live. Those who are watching us on LinkedIn Live, hashtag Team Live. And those on Facebook, hashtag Team Live. Now, it's important also to understand sometimes a social media platform like Twitter, when they're engaged with a streaming software like StreamYard, they don't allow live comments to be able to come on. And so you have to go back and then look at those comments on the replay. I remember when Periscope, Twitter was Periscope. Periscope gave you the ability to see those comments, I believed. But then when they switched over to Twitter Live and Periscope went away, we since haven't been able to see those comments. And so being able to engage with your viewers doing a live stream multiple platforms is important. To be able to say good morning to our good man Sammy the superstar. Good morning, sir. Good morning. And so it these are some great benefits when you are live streaming. And so, hey, if you guys in the chat are getting great value this morning about, being able to grow your live stream shows with multi-streaming on live streaming on different platforms, engage with your viewers, click the thumbs up, by giving us a like, share this on your favorite social media platform for me, because this tells YouTube and the other platforms that we are live streaming to this morning that hey, this live stream show must be pretty good, because there's the likes, there's the shares, there's the comments, there's the engagement, and they're just going to get it out more. And so I appreciate you guys doing that for me. Tip number 3, um, valuable data. And again, when I first started doing multi-streaming to multiple platforms, live streaming to multiple platforms, I truly didn't really see the value in it at first. And so I did it for a while, and I kind of, one viewpoint I had on it was, I'm trying to get an audience on YouTube, exclusively to YouTube. So I didn't want to divide my audience by on Facebook or LinkedIn Live, where at the time I didn't have access to LinkedIn Live. I think I was live streaming on Twitter. I didn't want to divide my audience. I wanted to try to bring them all to YouTube, because, I realized trying to pull other friends or followers from another social media platform or connections from another platform, that can be very challenging. And so I just have, for the most part, have always stayed exclusively to YouTube. But now, because we're live streaming on Wednesday now with the midweek huddle, I said, okay, we'll do some multi-streaming on Wednesday, but for the purpose of this discussion, we'll multi-stream today. But probably next Saturday, it'll again be strictly just YouTube, because I want to be able to just have that exclusive audience. But here's the downside to doing that. When you just exclusively live stream to one social media platform, then you miss out on other data that you can get from LinkedIn, that you can get from Facebook. I'm missing out on data if I'm not live streaming to multiple platforms. But I'll give this a couple of weeks, let this live stream with the replay views come in. Since this was on Facebook and LinkedIn Live, there's going to be some data there that's going to show me how many people liked it on Facebook. It's going to show me how many people gave me likes on YouTube. It's going to give you data on how many people liked you on LinkedIn Live if you're live streaming to LinkedIn Live, the shares, the comments, and that data there you can then use to see, okay, what audience is really connecting with this content when I multi-stream. And so it gives you valuable data that you can use to see what audience is connecting with your content, what audience is really into your content, and they're getting value. So when you're exclusively live streaming just to one platform, then you only have that data or those analytics just from that platform. But when you're multi-streaming, it kind of shows you, hey, look, this gives you an opportunity. If you're live streaming on Twitter, there's no live interaction. So then you have to kind of go back and see whatever likes or shares or retweets, they call it, you got on Twitter. And so I know I multi-streamed a couple of times over to Twitter, but I didn't really see the data that supported to say, okay, let's add Twitter to this as well. So I just inserted Facebook instead of Twitter. So there's valuable data that you can get for multi-streaming. Tip number four. Tip number four is when you're going to live stream to multiple platforms, it can also help you grow your personal brand that you are trying to grow and to build online, and I dare say offline. It's one thing to have a personal brand online by asking, someone Googles your name and you see what comes up when you Google your name. I did that. I heard someone say, just Google me. And so I said, let me Google myself and just to see what comes up. And I was interested to see what type of brand message that the Huddle is now communicating online. And but I saw, again, because I'm live streaming primarily more on YouTube, a lot of the brand message that I saw was just from my social media pages. And so if you're trying to grow your personal brand, and online and offline, it's going to help you. It's going to help you and to be able to communicate your core values about who you are as an online content creator, your core values. If you're an individual who strives to communicate to your viewers that you are a person who's authentic, and a person who's real. I believe it's important to have that core value of being very authentic and real, not being one way on one social media platform, but being completely different on a different social media platform, being one way online, but being completely different offline. So you have to be real and authentic, having the core value where you are what a person feels welcome, invited being around you. And I think it's important for not just to have a person as a subscriber or a follower or someone you're connected with, but someone that you are engaged with where you make them feel welcome, they feel wanted, and they feel needed. And then my third core value is about, adding value to people, adding value. So having core values in your personal brand is going to be important if you're going to be live streaming to multiple platforms. And then people understanding the purpose behind your personal brand. Uh, I always hold on to the quote that the late Dr. Miles Monroe said, that when you don't understand the purpose of a thing, you abuse it. When you don't understand the purpose of a thing, you abuse it. But when you understand the purpose of a thing or a person, you're going to be able to see all the potential that is within that person or that thing that can be released and fulfilled, and people can then benefit from that personal brand that you're communicating online and offline. And then lastly, just being consistent, across the board, not just online, but offline. Hey, if you guys are getting great value this morning, do me a favor, give me, if I could ask of you to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't had an opportunity yet, by clicking the like button, sharing this on your favorite social media platform. And if you haven't subscribed yet to this YouTube channel, where we're committed to helping you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then we want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and click the alert notification. And if you are part of Team Live and you're watching the replay up to this point, we want to thank you for you viewing us and watching us, and ask you to give us a hashtag Team Replay. My last point about live streaming to multiple platforms is it's going to help you save some time. Now, again, as I've been sharing, I typically live stream primarily just to YouTube. And now I'm starting to do it now with YouTube and LinkedIn Live on Saturdays, probably. But what I found is when I started to multi-stream to all these different platforms, StreamYard, the software, which this is not sponsored by StreamYard, but one of the benefits that StreamYard provides you is once you publish your notifications, a notification went out to Facebook, Notification went out to LinkedIn. Notification went out to YouTube. So now I don't have to go individually to each one to send out some form of scheduling to each one. So I'm saving time in scheduling. The other thing is, once you end the broadcast, you have the ability to then to download your live stream show in the live streaming platform that you use, and you don't have to go and download to each platform that you went to, and then you can download it. And then thirdly, you can work with repurposing. You can repurpose that full live stream, take the audio for the podcast, do your short form clips, do your short form videos, maybe some posts, and you have your live video, and you can just basically put a link in the comment section of each social media page that you stream to, and say, hey, look, if you want to see the entire stream here on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, watching the short form content, you can easily point them back to your long form content, and it will save time. So if you are a person like our dear sister, equipped uh, Equip Institute, as she prepares to get herself ready for her first live stream. We pray that, if you decide to live stream to just one um, platform, or if you do multiple, this will help as a tip to help you save time. I want to encourage you, Equip Institute as well. Make sure you get that live stream checklist, which is in the description section of this YouTube video, and you can be able to download that live stream checklist to be able to do that. And so we want to make sure we can put you in the best position of being successful. And so it is summary time. Summary time. I know we're moving kind of fast here, but we're going to be having our Huddle Hangout this afternoon. Our Huddle Hangout. And so, Miss Dooley, I know you've been here a couple of times. And so, if you are interested in being a part of the Huddle Hangout, just give me a yes in the chat. I will ask our auntie Denise Jordan to make sure you get the YouTube, to get the link to join us in the Huddle Hangout. And Miss Equip Institute, if you are available to join us in the Huddle Hangout, let me know as well, and we will get you the link as well. The link as well. Equip Institute live streaming. Okay, I'm reading something. I'm sorry. Boom. I want to say good morning to our good man. Christmas is early. Todd, the Christmas clatter is in the house. Yes, definitely. Okay, so you want to be able to, um, okay, how are we going to do this? Quip Institute. I'm going to put in the, let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. How do I? Okay. Let me stay focused. Stay focused, young man. So we want to do that. We want to do that. Auntie Denise, please get Miss Julie the link I sent you in the email for the Huddle Hangout. And I want to, will it let me to want to be able to, I guess, okay, let's do this. I want to make sure. Okay. We got to get you guys on. We got to get you guys on. Let's get this summary, and then we'll work with getting you guys on. So we talked about an increased reach, being able to have a broader audience when you're multi-streaming. It's going to get you a broader audience and increased reach on the different platforms that you are. I am on, subscribed. Boom, 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 boom. Now I'm getting distracted. Bear with me, good people. Bear with me, good people. Okay, Mr. Strong, I do not. Okay. I appreciate that. We'll get, if we can't get you in this week, we'll definitely have to connect and get you next week. Have you signed up to our mailing list? And if you have, um, then I can pull your email from there. I'll pull your email from there. But that way, we try to get everyone to sign up to our email list. But so increased reach, being able to have viewer engagement, valuable data, and then also being able to grow your personal brand and saving time. These are all great benefits that we can get from multi-streaming. And so, again, if you are looking to be able to grow your live stream show, we want to put you in the best position to consider live streaming to multiple platforms. The platforms that really matter the most to you. Don't just turn around and just choose everybody that you're live streaming to, but yet you're not really engaged on that platform. You want to make sure I am on the email list. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I think I saw your email yesterday in the contact. So I will I will send an email to that email that I saw in there. Um bop, 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 bop. So live streaming to multiple platforms that you are engaged on. Um, what I found is when you live stream to multiple platforms on a platform you're not really engaged on, you're really just kind of sending information out to another channel or another platform, and really there's no action or engagement going on there. And so as a result, it's not value added. Maybe it's because maybe you don't have enough of a following and audience there, or it's just a simple fact you're just not as engaged there. And so you want to make sure that when you're multi-stream to platforms that you are actively engaged on, so that way your viewers can get the most value out of the content you are sharing. And so it's important for that. Questions, any comments on this topic here about multi-streaming? We want to take a few questions before we get ready for the huddle hangout here. I think Auntie Denise, she has here. What do you got here? Equip Live Institute is. Oh, okay. Some great encouragement to Equip Institute. I appreciate that, Auntie. And like I said, Equip Institute, when your time comes to go live, we will all be there. You let us know when that first live stream goes. We will be there to support you so that you won't be live streaming to crickets, but you will have an audience of at least a good 6 to 7 of us in the chat supporting you, cheering you on, engaging with you, and supporting you in what way you need us to support you. You have that commitment from us. That's what the huddle is about. If I haven't shared with those who are new in the chat, the huddle comes from the concept of football, not football like in terms of soccer overseas, but American football. And what really struck me about Huddle is that when an individual team of opposing teams get together, all 53 players, offense and defense and special teams, they all come together before they run out on that field, and they begin to encourage one another to win their individual matchups, to win their assignments, because in them being encouraged to win their individual matchups and assignments, the team benefits. If the defense doesn't do well and win their matchups to stop the opposing offense, then it puts more pressure on the offense. If the special teams doesn't do its part, then it puts more pressure on the offense. And if the offense is not doing its part, it puts more pressure on the defense. But when they huddle together and they remind one another what the goal is, and they remind one another what the mission is, and they remind one another of what they're capable of accomplishing together as a team, they ultimately are able to move the ball, get the ball in the end zone, and get the W, even if they are on the road in a hostile environment. And I saw that and I said, I got to create something from a live streaming standpoint that encourages other content creators to say, I'm here to support you, to help you win your individual matchup as a content creator, helping you, whether if it's uploaded video, through live streaming, through shorts, whatever your content is, we're here to encourage you. And so that is the concept of the huddle. Just looking for any questions, any comments. We have royalty in the chat this morning. It's not from Compton, Dr. DRE, but it is the Dr., the E, the L, the O, who is joining us in the huddle this morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you joining us. Any questions, any comments, as we've been talking about multi-streaming, live streaming to multiple platforms. Next week, I'm going to Dr. Elo, I'm going to be reaching out to you to see if you are available next Saturday to have you come on, because I want to have a discussion about LinkedIn Live. Now with this, now really starting to really take off for content creators, I want to have a discussion with you on if you're available either Saturday or Wednesday. So we'll definitely be connecting with you in the chat or by email if we can do a virtual call. So I know I just kind of put you on the spot, sir. It wasn't my intent, but definitely want to have you on as a guest because we want to talk about live streaming. And this Wednesday coming up, we're going to be touching on some other live streaming platforms that you can live stream. You may say, Walter, I don't, YouTube is not my platform for live streaming. I'm going to just live stream on another social media platform. We want to be respectful of that and still provide you some great tips on wherever you're live streaming. And so we're going to be touching on live streaming on Instagram this Wednesday during the midweek huddle. So we're going to do our midweek huddles covering, live streaming on Instagram, live streaming on Facebook. And I want to see if we can get the doctor, the ELO, for Saturday's live stream about LinkedIn Live. So we want to cover live streaming on the different platforms that people are live streaming for, to put them in the best position to help them to succeed. I need to be a little mindful of time here so we can get ready. 11:38. We're doing good on time. Any questions, any comments here before we gonna end this live stream? I want to see if I can get some information to Equip Institute. Want to work with. Let me do this. Let's go ahead and shrink this. Boom. Let's shrink this. And as I am transitioning here, I would be interested to know what has been your win for the week. What has been your win for the week? Would love to pull up some comments on your win for the week. So if you would be so kind to pull that up for me, to share what has been a win for your week, just in the chat, to start dropping those wins of the week as I am pulling up YouTube. I'm not a person who has his live stream pulled up on the other monitor. I find sometimes that there is issues in terms of, stuff working right. And I don't want stuff freezing on me. So I close any additional browsers that I don't need open other than me just having my presentation. So I'm loading that up right now. So be interested to know. You sent it to Lenora. Thank you so much, Auntie. So we got Miss Lenora. She's gonna probably give me a lesson on how to pronounce her first name. So we'll make sure we get that. But I want to get Equip Institute the ability to on. But wins of the week. Okay, one of As I'm waiting for the chat to fill up for wins of the week, one of my wins of the week was Friday, and I was just so glad that Friday concluded and ended, because yesterday was a very discouraging day for me, in terms of some stuff that I'm working on behind the scenes, some things that I've been really praying and believing God for. Um, happened was just things just came to a head, and I just had one of those impatient baby moments, and just said, I want this now. I want this now. I want this now. This needs to happen now. But as I said on Instagram yesterday, that I had to understand that it's okay to be discouraged. Okay to be discouraged. You can't stay discouraged. Give me 1 second. I am putting something in the chat here. Putting something in the chat. Make sure. Perfect. That's all right. Okay. All right. I just put that in the chat. Hopefully that will show. You guys should see that in the chat that I just posted on YouTube. Equip Institute, that is my email address that I just popped in. So if you would be so kind to email me, and I will make sure you get the link to the Huddle Hangout this afternoon at 12 o'clock. So I just wanted to make sure, Dr. Elo, you are welcome to join us as well. And so we can get together. We got a great presenter who's going to be presenting some great content. We got a guest presenter that's going to be presenting some content for us. So I am excited. But before we close out, wins of the week, wins of the week. So I'm just grateful that I got through Friday, but I got through it with the understanding that I don't have to stay discouraged. And so I had to really just remind myself of God's promises for my life, and just keep them before me, and just listening to them, watching, a couple of videos on some of the promises of God, and then just reminding myself that what I'm going through right now is not as difficult and bad it is for someone else. As I begin to really think about what was happening about with people over in Jackson, Mississippi, where they are struggling without water. And it's difficult for them to be able to have clean water, to be able to wash their clothes, and to wash themselves up, and to be able to do everyday things that we are able to do. And so I just begin to remind myself, hey, you have running water, you have a roof over your head. And so you just got to learn to be a little patient, but you don't have to stay discouraged. And so that was my win of the week, and not staying discouraged. And so any other wins for the week? I think I see here from Auntie, because the chat has been jumping this morning. I really appreciate you all. What I'm seeing here is, am I seeing correctly? You know, one of the things and Ash, I did get a buy me a coffee. I finally put a buy me a coffee in the description. And so when it's free, optional, no pressure on anyone. But if you want to give a free donation, I think I'm gonna really put that donation towards getting a Rodecaster Pro, either a one or a two, because I need to get some audio sound. So if I had an applause, I would applaud our auntie, who has reached over 56,000 subscribers on YouTube. Congratulations, ma'am. Congratulations. Congratulations. That's just a testament of all your hard work and effort, and your commitment to you just being an excellent content creator, creating on YouTube and adding value to your viewers. And so we want to salute you, ma'am, for all that hard work. I want to make sure, I don't want to miss any other wins of the weeks here. Dr. Elo says here, boom, we should have a new creator start multi-stream. Yes, that's another great win of the week. in Equip Institute, hearing that she is working towards and getting ready soon to be able to be live streaming. So we are excited about that as well. Excited about that as well here. So, boom. Then Dr. Elo says, want to make sure I just wins of the week. If you're joining us this morning, we have been talking about 5 tips on helping you to be able to grow your live stream show through live streaming in multiple platforms. And so, if you're just joining us, definitely check out the replay where you can get all these great tips and give us a hashtag team replay. Boom, boom, guest on 2 podcasts this week. Well, definitely, sir. I enjoy your show with you and Mr. Alex Johnson. I think it was on LinkedIn Live that you were on. Truly like that. If you are on LinkedIn, those of you in the chat, if you really want to connect with Dr. Elo on LinkedIn Live and catch some of his podcasts that he is on as a guest or just having other guests on, definitely there's a lot of great value there. And so we are excited. So got a couple of wins of the week popped up. Again, I want to thank you all as we get ready to for this Huddle Hangout. So Dr. Elo, I will send you the invite. Equip Institute. I will check my email to make sure I get an invite over to you. And we are excited for the Huddle Hangout. It's going to be from about 12 to about 1 o'clock, 12 to 1:30. So we'll be respectful of everyone's time, but just giving everyone an opportunity in the chat to get able to interact with one another virtually on Zoom. And we're going to work towards that day where we can all be maybe at a conference and event and fellowship with one another. But in the meantime, we have these Huddle Hangouts to just interact with one another. So we are just excited about how we can grow the community. I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning. I apologize towards the end of me being all over the place here, but just wanted to be able to add value, and provide opportunity. And so thank you all for joining us and being a part of the Huddle Hangout, especially if you were just an online listener on Facebook. I didn't see a lot of chats come in from Facebook, but if you were just online listening, I want to thank you for just online listening, even if you were just at work, in the gym, working out, or working on a special project at home. Thank you for online listening. If you were online listening on LinkedIn, thank you. Truly appreciate it. But when you have a moment, please give us a comment, give us some feedback, and a hashtag team replay. And then finally, if you haven't had an opportunity yet to subscribe to this channel, we want to encourage you to subscribe, where we are committed to helping you broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video. And so as we close out by saying, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose. It is the Lord's purpose that will prevail. So make a quality decision today and let God's purpose prevail in your life. We will see those of you who have been in the chat in the Huddle Hangout in about 15 minutes. When we're excited for a great presentation by our guest presenter. And so you all are on Facebook and LinkedIn and our Huddle community on YouTube. Have a great day. See you on the Hangout shortly.